Welcome to the Flights of the Round Table podcast, broadcasting from the Queen City, Charlotte, North Carolina. And now, here are your hosts, Dan, Drew, Daniel, and Florian.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is episode 71 of the Flights of the Round Table podcast, and we have a special treat joining us today. We have Manti Te'o's girlfriend sitting right across the way from me today, and she is a dime. How are you guys doing today?
I think Florian and Daniel are just so confused.
No,
right
I'm
now.
not, because I understand, because it's a make-believe person.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Florian did not
Yeah, you threw
understand.
me for a fucking loop. I'm like, okay, so am I tripping balls or are they tripping balls? What's going on here?
I thought I threw you guys for a loop. I've been thinking about the proper way to kick it off, and we've had
it's a
so
loop.
many great guests over the last couple weeks that, we don't have one today, and
Well, we do.
maybe
but
they're just invisible.
Yeah. Well, we got Hasbola, but yeah, like Dan said, we've done a lot of guests recently. We got some more coming in the works, but today it's just the boys, man.
It is just the boys, and it feels good to be back.
Just the OG crew.
Yeah.
And, guys, we haven't done this in a while too, and we are the Flights of the Round Table podcast because we drink flights of beer, we sit at a round table, and we are a podcast.
We are.
So wherever you're doing, whatever you're doing, stop, follow, subscribe, and get us on the map.
You say wherever you're doing what? But wherever it is,
Wherever
keep
it is.
doing it.
And you know where it's at, Florian?
Uh-huh.
FOTRT podcast.
Oh, nice.
Let's kick this show
That
off.
is just music to my ears.
Good job.
I love to
I love
hear
those
it.
words.
Yeah, I love it.
Daniel, are you crazy?
I am probably crazy. I don't know. Maybe.
Have you guys ever asked somebody that? Like, they say something just outlandish. You're like, are you fucking crazy? And they go, yes. Like, could you imagine the interaction there?
Yeah, well, not very. No one's actually ever admitted they are crazy. It's breaking a social norm. No one would actually say they're crazy.
Yeah.
I think that's if someone says yes, you are actually dealing with a crazy person, and then this whole like joking scenario that you just had got really serious, and you need to choose your next steps very carefully. If they say yes, you've got another thing coming.
Well,
You
let's
just
think of
open-
a scenario. Like, your
Well-
buddy's like, I'm going to drive 18 hours straight. And you're like, are you crazy? And then if he's like, I might be.
I think there's like 3 or 4 different type of crazies when you're talking about like that. It's like,
Lay them out.
okay, so you got one that like that, Then you got one that, you're talking to your girlfriend and you call her crazy or something like that. That's like a no. You shouldn't even say that, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely
That's
not.
like one of those where you cut a clip of Heisenberg from Breaking Bad and is like, if you don't know who I am, you should tread lightly.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's pretty much what you're doing. You're fucking stepping on thin ice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you have the one where like you actually ask someone you've never met before, and if they did say yes, then you might need to just turn around and walk the other way.
The unknown is too much to even figure it out in that situation,
Is it worse for them not to answer than to give them an answer?
No.
Like, what if you said to somebody, are you crazy? And they just look at you and don't say anything.
If they started opening their eyes like wider,
Okay.
then maybe. Like if
Well-
their eyes went from like this to
Or what if their
Like
whole
that?
head, this does a 360? Yes.
Well, but like we've all been in a scenario where we've done something, right? Where someone else
No.
is with us and then they're like, are you fucking crazy? Why would you do that?
Yeah.
We've all done something, right? But it's not like we're actually crazy. We just, I don't know, we did some off the cuff shit, right?
right.
It's like it's just a social thing. You just play it off like you don't say anything, right? I remember I was in college and I had this professor and he's like, you guys ever when you're walking down the hall and you say, hey, how's it going, everyone always has the same answer. Oh, it's going good, it's going fine, even if they're having a shitty day, right?
Right.
He was like, next time someone asks you that, I want you be as honest as possible. If you're having a terrible day, you just lay it on them. I'm like, that's that's fucking crazy. Don't do that. Like, the professor said that. I had denied that assignment. I'm like, dude, that's no one's fucking problem. Like, that's crazy.
Can you imagine, like, too, you, like, tried to do that at, like, a concert, too? Like, someone's like, don't you
Well-
love J. Cole?
yeah.
Well, I'm...
Well, actually, I don't prefer him. Yeah.
That would be a funny scenario. It'd be like you ask like a teacher, like a fucked up teacher, like, hey, like, how are you doing? Well, my son took an upper decker in our toilet, so I'm kind of struggling today. How are you? Could you
Yeah,
imagine?
exactly.
Could you imagine having that honest conversation?
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine if high school was that honest? Like,
Yeah.
you ask somebody, how
Oh,
the
man.
fuck are you?
You have to really unpack that, Like,
Yeah.
okay, if you don't even know what an upper decker is, that's the first question. What the fuck is an upper decker?
I was about to say, what is an upper decker?
I'm thinking
Do
of
I
a
need to
bus
know?
in Great Britain.
You don't even fucking know. Let's unpack this.
Okay,
And what is an upper decker?
is so you know how on a toilet you have like the top and the top can come off, like
The lid.
Oh,
the
yeah.
lid. You take a dump in there and you put it back on.
Oh my god, that's awful.
Yeah, that's an upper decker.
Yeah,
I
no.
You had
forgot
no
about
idea.
that.
No
okay,
idea.
so just imagine you're like, "Hey, how's it going?" and someone laid that on you
Yeah.
in public. You'd be like,
Drew would
"Fuck,
just go,
why'd I ask that?"
That is a milestone. Usually, like when we talk about stuff in this podcast, and like one of us doesn't know what it is, like it's usually not me, but today it's me,
Yeah.
and I'm
that's you.
sad.
upper decker.
Now I know what it feels like.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that to you, Drew.
Yeah, Lee. Well, guys, before we get into the meat and potatoes of the episode, I saw this argument on Barstool they were having yesterday, and I think it's a good argument. What is the perfect amount of days for a vacation? Like, when is it too much? When is it too little? Like, what is that sweet spot?
So,
I-
yeah, go ahead.
I think it depends where you're going. And
Okay.
the reason I say that is like if you're going to Europe, I think 2 weeks is probably
Yeah,
like
and-
you couldn't do Europe in a week because first you have to deal with the jet lag for
Yeah.
at least a day or two. So that gives you 5 days and you need 2 weeks to do that. But if you're going on like a cruise, like a 7-day cruise, I think is the perfect amount of time before you're like, okay, I'm ready to come back.
True.
Yeah, it does. But like, so we're talking like a normal person's life, right? You're talking like you got a job 9 to 5, you have X amount of vacation days, so you got to factor in all that stuff, right?
Yeah,
we're
I
not
think that's
talking
more
like
fair.
rich millionaire doesn't have a worry
Yeah.
about anything, can go on vacation for 2 months, right? Because they would argue life. It's just
Yeah.
life is a vacation.
Well, here's the thing too. It's like when they get home, it's practically a vacation. You're living
Right,
in this
exactly.
mansion.
You're
and,
just
like,
changing the
pools.
scenario of your vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
true.
So I would say 2 weeks. For the most part, unless you go like really far, like Asia, maybe you got to make that a little bit longer because that's like a whole day. Like, I don't know. I've never traveled that far, but I think in some cases you're traveling almost 24 hours, right? You're traveling a whole day.
Yeah.
And that jet lag is ridiculous. That's pretty much a whole day of that you're ahead. I mean, you're going a fucking full day into the future, right? Like Australia and all that, their New Year's is fucking way early, right?
Yeah.
So this takes a lot of time to adjust, probably like 2 to 3 weeks. Give or take like 10 days of PTO or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Because you have to count weekends in there. And if you do it on a holiday, it could be less, but you know.
That's true. So using 3 days of PTO is what you're saying is perfect.
No, I would say probably it's 10 PTO if it's a normal time, like Monday through Friday, 2
Oh,
times.
okay.
Yeah.
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah.
Got you. Daniel, give us a
10
hot
PTO.
give us a hot take on this subject.
Oh, hot take. I hate 2 or 3 day vacations.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like a nice little trip, but you don't
I
really
hate
get
it.
to enjoy
Why?
it. Yeah.
I've been on so many that like I hate. This is the ones I hate the most. Group of friends get together. They're going out Friday. You know, they leave Friday morning. They don't get to the place till like Friday afternoon.
Uh-huh.
You barely get Friday, night. Then
It's
you
a
get
night.
one day, and then you leave Sunday morning. It's like,
That's
what the
exactly what we did in Atlanta for Doyle's birthday. You just described that.
No,
that
well,
exact scenario.
unfortunately,
Yeah.
It
I,
is
I
a-
like it. It was too short. I love longer,
it was.
longer time.
Sure, yeah. I mean, it really is just a day and some change, right? Like, the some change is a few hours on Friday and a few hours on Sunday before you have to get back, right?
It's
Yeah.
just not long enough.
to change the universal word for just a little more.
Well, that's
You know?
that's why I
Just some
think
change.
I think like bachelorette parties now are changing to 4 days or like more than like a day and a half.
You want
Because-
to?
Dude, it's got to be more than a day and a
Yeah,
half.
like you just outlined. You get there Friday. Sometimes people
So what you had
can't
pretty
leave
much,
until
right?
work, and then you have Saturday, and you come on Sunday, and that's it. That
Well,
ain't
here-
enough time.
Here's another hot take for when I get married. It's gonna be a whole fucking week with my boys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whole fucking
fuck
7
yeah.
days.
Wow. Let
Yep,
me mark
I love
that
it.
one in.
Yeah,
Sure.
I gotta pencil that into the calendar
Yeah,
now.
Daniel, I think like you're not even gonna want like
Whatever
usually the
that
best
is.
man like helps plan it. I feel like you're gonna want like
You're gonna want
full
hands-on.
control of your own bachelor party. Like you were
I might,
just
yeah.
the dictator to this relationship. You
Yeah.
know?
I might.
You're also a
might.
dick.
Hey. Heck.
And a tater. Potato.
What do you call a starchy asshole? A dictator.
Oh God,
I like what I like.
That's
you
like-
know.
That's not what I thought it'd be, but yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Florian, you used to work at Enterprise, right? Will Enterprise really pick you up?
Is that their slogan?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Enterprise.
Oh, they will pick
We'll
you
pick
up.
you up.
I will say this: they'll pick you up unless you give them an attitude. They will not trying to pick you up. I can tell you that. I've been on the receiving end of a few scoldings over the phone. And what's really funny is they were talking all this shit over the phone, but they were depending on me to pick them up from the body shop. Do you think I picked them up right away? I didn't make it even remotely a priority. I made them wait forever. It got the matter. I get it. I wasn't a great employee there, but
yeah.
I did what I had to do. Don't disrespect me and then expect me to pick you up. You're up. It's up to me to decide your fate today. I could ruin your day real fast. You can wait there for hours.
Do you like playing God, Florian?
In that scenario, yeah, you're not getting paid that much and getting bitched at by a lot of people all the time. Yeah, you take the small victories you can get. so yeah, I do like that.
It's fair enough, honestly.
Yeah, it's fair enough. Hey, that's what it is.
You like God?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you want God to narrate your life?
Well, if you're talking about Morgan Freeman, then yeah, because I think that's
Nope.
Well,
I said God, not Morgan Freeman.
he played God in
He did.
the godliest movie I know. So.
Has anyone else ever played God in a movie?
Oh, yeah,
I'm sure. Yeah, there was that one
Well,
guy.
they had Passion of the Christ.
Yeah, that one guy. Yeah,
Mel Gibson or whatever.
That was Jesus.
yeah.
Okay.
Well,
It's like
some
same
people
thing.
believe he is the Lord and Savior, right? So
Some people believe it's the sun. Some people he's
yeah.
the moon.
The son.
I'm sure there's been other people that have played God. I'm sure, yeah. But Morgan Freeman's the only one that we think of. I mean, let's get real here.
That's true. I mean, he would be like the God. Yeah.
Yeah, so I would pick Morgan Freeman to narrate my life.
That's
gonna
funny that you
be
say
awesome.
that because I knew that was going to get brought up, and that
Yeah,
was what
I know.
that was my pick. But then I knew it was going to get picked.
Yep, same. I have a backup
who's your
plan
pick?
just for that.
Theo Vaughn.
Ah, it's such a good one, Daniel.
Yeah.
Who's Theo
Such
Vaughn?
a. You don't know who Theo Vaughn
Wow.
is? The comedian?
Come on, Dan. You know who Theo Vaughn is. He's kind of
Oh,
like that
man.
Southern dude with the mullet mohawk who says like the stupidest things. Speaking of Theo Vaughn, he was like, he was talking with somebody, what's the best deal of all time? And then the guy goes, Burger King used to do 10 nuggets for $1. And Theo Vaughn goes, nope, that's not a good deal. Because in a good deal, you get something good in return. If you're eating 10 nuggets for $1, I don't know what the fuck those nuggets are made out of.
That's very fair.
Sounds
yeah.
like a bad deal to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Theo Vaughn is the king of just random, like one brain cell thoughts, and he like says them out loud, but they're fucking hilarious. They're so good.
Yeah.
he is. He's just got like his own niche of comedy, and he's hilarious.
I
Love
have
Theo
never
Vaughn.
heard this guy.
You've definitely heard of him.
Dan, you have. So
You have.
We're going to have a meeting after this. So, For me, I am picking Peter Drury. He's the English soccer announcer.
I
And
know.
He's
I know.
in the passion, you know.
Okay, I'm not even sure if that was an English
I don't know who
accent.
this
Was that
is.
Italian? What was that?
But I like that voice.
I guess it
was
wasn't good.
No, it was good. It was good.
So for me, I'm going Kermit the Frog.
Oh,
No,
wow.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I was about to
I
say, honestly, that kind of goes with you, Dan.
no,
Your kids are going to love you.
I was gonna go with Jim Nance. Jim Nance's voice is just calming, and I would love to hear Jim Nance comment on the crazy antics that I get myself into.
Who's Jim Nance again?
He
I'm
does the
blanking.
Masters.
He does the Masters.
Yeah.
He does NFL
CBS.
with Tony Romo.
That's what it is. You're right. I know
Yeah,
exactly who he
he's
is.
got that like calm but like sporty type voice.
Yeah.
you know?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it'd be funny. Honorable mentions.
That was pretty good, Dan. That was a good noise.
Honorable mentions.
Speaking of noises, guys, I want to hear.
Honorable mention. What's your honorable mention?
Vern Lundquist.
Vern Lundquist.
Okay. I mean, Candace asked us earlier, who do you think, like we asked her, who do you think would be a good rapper in the group? And she immediately said no to you, Dan. And now I see why. Jim Nance and Vern Lundquist have got to narrate your life. There's no spice there. There's fucking, he's shooting for birdie on the,
Yeah.
on the par 4. What a beautiful approach to the green. Yeah, come on.
Good little crunk in your
Absolute
system.
vanilla.
He's participating in insider trading. Let's see how this plays out for him.
Dan, did you just rat on yourself? Jesus. Are you participating
Absolutely
in insider
not.
trading?
Wow, Dan, if you're privy to that, if you have some information, you tell me.
That is crazy.
I wish I could tell you, but I can't. It's just
Good.
not fair.
It's good. We'll talk after the podcast.
Drew, you talked noises. Where were you going with that?
Where was I going with that? Oh, yeah. Can you guys make any good animal noises? Any of you? You can?
I can.
I can.
What type of animal noises can you make?
I can do a duck. It's more like a Daffy Duck. It's like when Daffy, or not Daffy, Donald Duck.
So
Okay.
let's fucking hear it.
Let's hear it.
When he gets like, like riled up, right? And he's just going crazy. It's like a. That's my good one.
That was pretty good for you.
yeah.
I like that.
Yeah,
That hit.
I learned that when I was a youngin'. you know?
Okay, Daniel.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
You
It's a
got-
good one. I have to hold
It's
my.
gonna be hard to beat.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I set the tone.
All right, mine's a chicken. Mine's a chicken. I hate that it is chicken, but it is.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Yeah, please. Let's go. Yeah, get the pipes lubricated. Yeah. Yeah.
He's going.
Get the laughs out. Come on. It's
He
just
started
the boys.
balking like a chicken. All right, be in it.
We had a chicken recently. Yeah. That is such a good chicken. Hey, Candace is like, where am I?
Candace, you're voting at the end. So.
Call us Old
That was
McDonald.
very good.
It was good.
Yeah, great Lita Bucks,
Yeah,
Just,
that one.
good.
And then, like he's getting kind of pissed. And
Yeah, it was very good.
all right, for me, this is an OG. I've been doing this one for third grade. Since
Oh, yeah.
third grade.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
dolphin.
Oh,
you
yeah.
guys have probably heard this.
Wait, is it the dolphin?
It's a dolphin.
Oh yeah, it is the dolphin.
That's a really good one too.
But
Yeah.
you've got some like other ones in your pocket, some like scary things, honestly. Where I'm just like, if I heard that shit in the
I
woods,
thought you were going
I'd be
Screech
freaked
there,
out.
to be
Yeah.
honest. I thought you were
Yeah.
going to go Screech there.
It's the squeech without the finger going in. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Dan,
what was
can
that?
you compete?
I don't know. I got two.
Do the best
Do
one.
your best one. The one you
Yeah.
think is the best.
What do you like the most?
Okay. Meow.
Oh, okay.
All right. I didn't think that was
I
going
will
to be
say
there,
that's
but
not winning shit.
I know it's the.
Okay, that's good. That's your best
it was a
one.
classic.
Oh God.
Okay.
Very classic.
All right, so we got Florian's Daffy Duck, Daniel's chicken,
Just
and
I
my
finished
dolphin.
last. I finished last. Let's just get that over.
Whose
with.
is the best? And Candace, you can vote today.
And Candace, if you want to vote for me, you can.
I wouldn't recommend it. We all know.
Yeah, we're cutting that out.
Wow.
She's thinking. Candace is our videographer. She's back there. She's thinking hard.
She's the fifth.
It's a
one.
hard one. It's a hard one.
I feel like, dang.
Ooh, see, guys, this is tough.
I would give it to Daniel.
Yeah, I was gonna give it to Daniel. The chicken
It's
was
a really good chicken.
Yeah,
It was that
It's
good?
a good chicken.
I was kind of thinking Daniel too.
Wow.
Florian, yours was like a great imitation of Donald Duck, but it's
Yeah.
not like a real animal.
That's right.
You
You
know.
know that. Hey, you get it to duck points. You know when we're picking a winner. I like it. It's fair.
Yeah, it's
That's
like
fair.
you ever seen Chopped on the Food Network?
No.
You get 4 ingredients random. You have
I
to
love
use them
that.
to
Love
make the
that
whole.
show.
Such
Love
a
that
great
show.
show to make the whole dish. It's like your dish came out the best, but you forgot to put one of the ingredients.
You forgot the pizzazz.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah. Nice. Okay. Good analogy.
Yeah.
That was good chicken.
Hey, you know what? I'm going to take my win and
That
you
was
know.
fun. Does anybody have like a second one that they're very good? Dan, do we? You said you had 2.
So yeah. Well,
What, an anteater?
I'm not sure what that,
That
was,
was
but
a,
that was
that's
good.
a pig.
That's a pig.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was like.
Or it could be a chihuahua or a what are those? The pugs? You guys ever heard pugs? They're always going.
Yeah.
Man,
yeah.
that makes me like them less.
No,
I hate 'em.
Makes me like them more. I love them. I love little pugs.
I
you know?
don't feel like I like them when they're not doing the snorting.
There was there's a pug.
Me too.
I don't think so.
Its name was Peanut. The cutest little thing, little Peanut. Just fucking had breathing problems. Was like, it's adorable. So cute. Me and Dan used to in high school listen to metal music a lot. You know, we were like metalheads, and you know, like we would find new music, and they would do like
pig squeal.
pig squeals and stuff like that. I feel like I got pretty good at that, but it is just like kind of weird, so
It
I
is.
won't do it.
It is weird.
Yeah.
People that did the pig schools, we thought it was awesome, and
Yeah.
then we're like, all right, are you fucking crazy?
Yeah, yeah, that's one of those. Are you fucking crazy? Like, want a pig squeal into the song? Like, this is millions of people are gonna hear this. You know?
Yeah, my dad could do a good elephant. You know,
Oh, that's a tough one.
Damn.
I wish I could do it.
I keep
crazy.
remembering these things now. I was dead set whenever we got these topics on my pig and cow, and now I'm like, well, it could be an elephant. You know, that
Yeah.
could have been good, but
Could have been good.
I wish you could do an elephant. I have something for you guys.
I don't think so.
Here's a topic. I want to bring it up.
Okay.
This chat GBT, whatever it is.
Chat roulette.
whatever it is. You know what it is. It's the automated AI system, that is on the internet now that you can, subscribe to. That's
Doing
free.
kids' homework since 2022.
So it's an AI.
Yeah, AI. It's a website that can
Allen
basically write papers for you, write lots of things for you.
Yeah.
And now came out today as can predict the stock market.
What?
Yes, and it is very accurate. Yeah.
Okay,
How,
what's it
how
say?
about that for some news?
Okay.
So, go ahead, Florian.
Yeah,
think that's like
I
counting
got something to say. So the rumblings recently on things I've seen, I've heard, what you've showed me, right, is that a lot of people think that the economy is going to hit the tank.
It is. It is.
Okay, it is. So Chat GPT, if this is true, what's it saying? What's the next 6-month forecast looking like?
I do not know those answers right now, but I can get them for you.
I mean, if it's that fucking good, if it can write really good reports, essays, whatever, and it specializes in
amazing,
predicting the stock market, then I'd like to know.
It can. And did you guys happen to check out that song that I sent in the Flights of the Round Table group that
I'm not sure.
that the AI made for Drake in the
Oh
Weeknd?
yeah.
Dude, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That was like a banger.
I didn't get to listen to it actually.
Dude, oh my!
I can't believe that was
gosh.
Chat GPT.
Yeah, that was AI.
Oh, was it just AI or was it that specific program?
An AI Drake. The whole
An
thing.
AI Drake. Yeah, let me see if I can pull it up. But yeah.
It's getting.
AI is doing crazy
It's,
things.
look, we're in the honeymoon phase right now because we're like, wow,
honeymoon
it can do so many good things. I'm telling you guys, this is just me.
I'm scared.
My prediction is this is going to be the death of us. I'm just saying, eventually,
Yeah.
it'll get out of control. We're not going to be able to control it.
I
It's
did see
already
it.
smarter than humans. It will get smarter than humans.
I did see an AI robot that was working for Amazon and picking up packages, walking around, putting them on things, actual full robot.
Yeah.
And it was working so hard, it outworked itself and just fell over. It just
Oh my God.
fell over and just pretty much died.
Hey, what are your guys' thoughts if you pull up to a stoplight? You're driving and you look to the car next to you and it is just a robot driving.
Dude,
I would expect
Well,
it nowadays.
I feel like we'll get there in our lifetime. I think probably when we're seniors, right? Senior citizens, but we'll get there. I don't like it. I mean,
So listen to this. This is AI. You had to get the Metro in there. That's not even Drake, man.
that's crazy.
So have artists been doing this the whole time?
100%.
Possibly?
100%.
Same type of lyrics, same type of flow.
Sounds like Drake. Sending a message, restarting your shit.
Honestly, Drew, now that I hear that, you got me thinking about it. Like I think Drake released an album or a song last week. What's to say it's not AI?
Oh,
Yeah,
a
what's to say?
conspiracy.
This is a big thing that's gonna affect a lot of portions of life.
We're in the honeymoon phase right now. We're all loving it now until one day we're not. When it gets out of hand. then we're
It
gonna
can
be
get out of
screwed.
hand where okay, they copy your daughter, your daughter's voice, and then call you and pretend to be her. That is
Well,
where
it's
it gets serious.
Have you guys seen? You guys seen the
Yeah.
movie Megan?
You
Anybody
know?
see the movie Megan here?
No.
I think I have. Yeah.
With the doll or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what they did in that movie was she was an AI, I'm gonna say just figure, and she could copy people's voices to lure them to kill them per se, and to lure them to do certain things, and that's coming at some point here. It scared the shit out of me.
Unfortunately, it is. You know what? It is what I do think that they did just recently do a big halt to AI stuff to
Yeah, I
do
heard
a
about
big, a background to step down and let's secure this, make sure everything is going to be safe because
Yeah.
it is advancing so fast that they halted it. I think.
it's faster than we can compute.
Yeah.
It's going to be
people,
smarter
yeah.
than us. It is what it is. Humans created it, right? But it's I think it's just one of those things that'll just outgrow humans, even what we can comprehend as people, right? We're the only things biologically on Earth that can comprehend, life and space and all that stuff. Like nothing else understands what any of that stuff is. Computers they'll out comprehend us. We won't even begin to understand what they're capable of doing.
Yeah, it's crazy. And just real quick, move on to another subject. God, something in my throat. I wish AI could clear that. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyhow, I have a friend that has a very high-paying job. It's in something mandated by the government, right? Mm-hmm. And he quit this job to develop a software to use AI within it.
Wow.
So let's just put it that way. It's catching on to people that are smart and are already making a lot of money. So it's
Holy shit.
yeah,
That's incredible.
it is crazy.
He sounds like a real smart feller.
You know who else is a smart fella?
Who?
Oh, I don't know who. But here's a would you rather.
Gotcha.
You had me for a loop there.
Oh, we do some would you rathers a lot on here, and one that like me and Dan kind of thought of the other day, and I want to hear Daniel, Florian, your opinion here. It's a good one. Okay, would you rather get a bad case of salmonella from a ribeye steak cooked by Gordon Ramsay, or only be able to fill up your car with 1.5 gallons at a time using cash for a whole week?
I have a question. You said a good case or a bad case of
Oh,
salmonella?
a bad case.
What's a good case?
Yeah.
You're right, and that's why I have to. It's just a barely little bit of a.
No
Could you
symptoms.
imagine?
Squirt,
Could you
squirt,
imagine
that-
the news comes out? Good case of salmonella broke out at the peanut butter mill.
Yeah. He had a sore throat for 48 hours.
That's a good case. That's what I'm talking about. That's
Yeah.
the one I'm hoping for. And no, it's not. So I'm gonna go with the gas all day. I mean, I'm all about it.
You run out of gas anyway, so
Yeah.
it wouldn't really much change.
Honestly, there's
did.
chances I've done that.
Hey,
So
but
you're saying you'd fill up the 1.5 gallon, drive to the nearest next gas station in 20 miles, fill it up again,
all
do your thing.
day.
yeah, I'd pencil it in my calendar. I'll schedule around it.
Wow.
That is
It
what
was a
it
little
is.
break, honestly.
Yeah, you're right. Yep. I 100% agree. I'd rather not sour my opinion of Gordon Ramsay and his cooking, and I don't want to ruin steak for me.
I'm worried about what's
Yeah,
going to happen
yeah.
to my body after I eat that.
But, okay, here's the thing. You say you don't want to ruin... That probably tastes fucking amazing. That is a Gordon Ramsay prepared steak.
That's
I
why
know that makes it worse.
Sure, the after effects weren't great, but that thing probably tasted amazing. And you just got to, deal with the consequences for about a week.
I know, but that's what makes it worse. If food was that good and you still got sick from it, you'll probably never eat it again.
That's not true. I'm taking the steak. A steak prepared by Gordon Ramsay, I will bite the bullet and it'll happen. You get that once in a blue moon. A steak prepared by an executive, well-known chef.
But it has.
I don't care. I don't
spoiled.
It's rancid.
But I'm sure
Yeah.
it tastes.
Spoiled
but
steak.
I bet you
It's fucking raw.
Yeah, so the symptoms will last a week. You'll have some horrible diarrhea, maybe a fever.
Here's the thing.
Yada, yada. But
Yeah.
you're going to live, mostly.
You said a bad case. I mean, it
Yeah, it's a
could be
bad
to the
case.
point where you might not live.
And I
You'll
feel
pull
like I've been
but-
through that, and I don't ever want to go through that again.
Yeah,
So
it's not worth it.
I'm
I'd
gonna
rather.
just be like, I'll just run it for 1 week.
It's 1 week of gas.
I mean,
Come on, man.
I mean, that
We're-
ribeye. That is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Listen,
Even think about how much you drive in your profession.
Yeah.
Profession.
Professing.
but
Professor.
a lot of our pools within 20 miles. I can bang out a couple pools. I can bang out like 3 or 4 of these fuckers.
But
okay,
what if they're
before
out
I
of
go get
gas?
again.
What if the gas station's out of gas?
Yeah, well, okay, maybe in this economy, but hopefully not.
As long as I give me the kerosene.
And if it is, then listen, that's just another thing you got to figure out. We have plenty of problems.
At this point, we're about
honestly.
to honestly get an electric car.
Yeah, exactly.
Smart.
No gas.
Smart.
Yeah.
What about you, Drew? What are you taking?
Oh, I gave mine for you.
Oh.
Dan, are you not paying attention today?
He's taking Gordon Ramsay all day.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
I'm
taking Gordon.
J to the R, baby.
Love it.
I'm with you. I just think it'd be the meanest steak in the world,
J to the R.
G to the R.
Daniel, have you been to
Did I
this
say G?
restaurant in Vegas?
To J.
I said J. Could you tell
yes,
me?
I have.
We're having like 2 different
It's amazing.
conversations.
Let me tell you about little Gordon
beef
Ramsay.
Wellington?
Beef Wellington. You have to. It's a must order.
Okay.
And his dessert, the sticky.
The Floggy Dolphin.
No, it's called a sticky toffee pudding, I believe, or sticky toffee cake or something like that.
Toffee.
Sticky toffee pudding. I don't know. Maybe it's more of a cake. It's amazing. You have to get it. Here's the best thing about Gordon Ramsay in Las Vegas. Everywhere else is super, super expensive. You go to Gordon Ramsay, it's actually very affordable.
And it was delicious.
Very, very affordable.
I had pictures of the beef Wellington and the steak. It was really good.
Man, beef Wellington always freaks me out. It doesn't freak me out. It's just, it's mind-boggling how you can have this giant, thick thing of meat, and the pastry is just like puny, just like a little
very
covering.
thin.
But then you cook it so perfect.
Yeah, it's like
on the
it's like
inside,
honestly
you
like
know?
a
Well,
croissant.
do you know that there's a mushroom layer in between
I did with a prosciutto.
and prosciutto?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that.
Get off.
yeah,
Wow. Thank you guys for
Yeah.
elaborating on
yeah.
that.
This boy knows his culinary.
I do. I mean, I'm very good. I'm well known with the food industry.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Florian, what would you say you're well known for?
I don't mind.
I don't know. I'm really not sure. I guess like, I know exactly what I'm well known for. I've established this throughout my time on this podcast, finishing my beers before everyone else, and probably before the first like half of the episode.
Did you finish the side beer too? No, you
It's
didn't.
Daniel's side beer.
Oh, well, sorry, Daniel.
Yeah, come on.
It's okay. Well, you can actually start drinking that because.
Oh, thanks.
Just because I have so much beer in front of me still, and you finished yours.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of beer. Guys, what's your favorite thing from the 90s?
Oh.
We were all born in the 90s.
So I was thinking about this.
Baby bottle pops.
Okay.
That's
Sorry,
a
I
good
had
one.
to throw it out there.
The Sega Dreamcast. It was my first video game system. And to this day, the multitude of games you had access to, how the controller was, it was one of my favorite things from the 90s. Yeah. It was my first game system. You always remember your first game system.
You do. I was gonna ask Florian what his was, but I know it's the Spice Girls. So
Spice Girls? No, it's not.
The Spice Girls.
Okay. My absolute most nostalgic thing from the 90s, and it kind of bled into the early 2000s, but let's just say when we were youngins, right?
Sure.
Going to Blockbuster on Friday and picking out a movie.
yes.
Now tell me you've all lived that memory.
Yes.
That shit
Oh,
is-
Everyone loved that.
God.
Do you remember they had their top 10 games
Yeah.
out currently?
Yep.
Oh,
Yep. It's amazing when you do a movie and video game combo. It's like when my mom was like, when like something bad happened to me and she wanted me to cheer me up. She was like, "Yeah, you get the combo, whatever you want." I'm like, "Oh hell yeah!" I'm like, and I'm pushing it a little bit. I'm like, "A rated R movie," and she's like,
Yeah.
"No, don't get ahead of yourself." I'm like, "Okay, all right, fine." But yeah, it was amazing, dude. I
But
loved
honestly,
it.
Florian, it was better when it was caught in Blockbuster than at home. Because, like, let's say you snuck it by him, right? You got the R movie
Yes.
in the bag.
Yeah.
And then you're at home, you're watching it with your parents, and then the sex scene comes on, and they're like,
Oh.
what is this rated?
No, I didn't enjoy that at all.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Oh,
So
okay.
it's better they catch it in the theaters, when you're that young.
Oh yeah, okay.
Not the theaters, Blockbuster.
Yeah. Fair enough. I know. I do remember. I spent the night at a friend's house,
I don't think so.
and it was like that scenario. I had no control over it. It was my friend's parents, right? And he picked the movie, and it was we played the James Bond video games.
Oh,
Goldfinger or fucking whatever the fuck they're called, right? And so then the new James Bond at the time came out. It was the one from like 2003. Is before the guy that's been doing it for the last like 10 years.
Yeah,
Pierce
yeah.
Brosnan.
Pierce Brosnan, yeah.
Yeah, Pierce Bronson.
And that movie was with Halle Berry. Halle Berry in her fucking prime. And that we're watching that movie, and like his parent, like I think it was maybe both of his parents or his dad or something like that. But it was where Pierce Brosnan, like gets Halle Berry back to his place, and I was just like, this shit is uncomfortable, dude. It's like, what the fuck are we watching this with? I was just like looking at him like, this is kind of weird. I like it, but I'm not sure what the fuck I'm supposed to be feeling here. This is kind of weird.
Because you know what they're thinking.
Yeah,
Like,
sure.
in their
But like
mind.
they didn't
Like-
shut it off, so I was like, hey, my parents would have been like, what the fuck are we doing here? This is not
So
happening.
you know that emoji that's like smiling has the bead of sweat? Like, is that an
Yes.
accurate emoji for you in that scenario? A little bit.
Yeah, I guess like the nervous sweat, like the nervous drop. Yeah, you're just like, oh, what the fuck's going on? What's about to happen here? Yeah, it was cool though. We played the video game and we watched the movie. It was a James Bond night. It was dope.
As a kid, that probably was very nice.
What about you
Yeah.
guys?
I got another one here for you. So one thing that I'll mention here that so I was on the swim team, and a big thing where I was from, that's a
Oh,
big thing,
it's
swim
like
team.
Wait a minute.
Was this in Texas?
Yeah, and when you had like a swim meet, everyone had to get there at like 4 or 5 in the morning, something really early, because the first like lap started at like 6 o'clock or something like that, And there was just hundreds and hundreds, maybe even thousands of kids. And this is when I was playing Game Boy, Game Boy, and I was
Game Boy
Playing
Color.
Pokemon Red, Pokemon Blue. The original yellow, red, and blue.
Yeah.
And silver,
yeah.
and even we got into silver and fucking gold even too. I was trading Pokemon on Game Boy with with that
The cable.
the cable, that
The
you
link
plugged in.
cable.
You know what I'm talking about.
the link
you
cable.
plug that in, you're like,
Yeah,
it's
that
ready
took it
to
to
go.
a new level.
It did.
Yeah.
It did.
You're like, okay, now we can transfer
Pokemon.
Pokemon
Yeah.
between Game Boys. That was so cool. That the 90s, that was so cool. It brought like kids together.
It
like,
did.
It was so cool to bring kids together. So I think
Dude,
that was really
I feel like that was like
That
a
was.
breeding ground for young entrepreneurs and negotiators. Could be like, listen, I'll give you Lugia, right? If you give me fucking Entei and a Master Ball. You can negotiate, be like, listen, this is
Yeah.
worth fucking either 3 Master Balls or you get a Pokemon
Because
and one
you could
Master
throw
Ball.
items in there.
Yeah, you can
could,
throw
right?
you can
Yeah,
throw in
yeah,
the
yeah.
fucking, and the Master Ball is a guaranteed catch. Like you throw that fucker, you're catching anything. It's a guaranteed catch.
Yeah,
There's no way that thing moves around. They fucking buzz, they move around, and then
right.
it's like a 75% chance with like an Ultra Ball that the shit pops out. Yeah, with Master Ball, you're never having that problem.
never having that problem.
It's so funny you guys say that because that was going to be my thing. My favorite thing from the 90s, definitely the Game Boy, man.
That's dope. That
It really was.
underrated console.
Yeah.
Do you guys
for-
remember the
for video
light
games.
that you could get? Like, remember
the-
how
yeah,
the
the
things
worm
like,
light.
I think it was before Game Boy Advance. This was like Game Boy Color. You couldn't see it. Like, whenever it would get dark, so your parents would go, "Time to go to bed." Drew.
Oh, the
okay.
light,
You remember the
yeah.
light you could hook onto the side and
The
play?
It's
Yeah.
called the worm light.
Yeah,
which
you
I
could play it
love.
under the covers, and they didn't even see the light. Cause
Oh, and I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys-
Dude, if Duracell had like a community, right, I would be like their FBI most wanted for how many batteries I ran through on my Game Boy, man.
Oh my
Like-
gosh, those things ate.
I was just fucking eating them.
Guys, what about this one? And this is gonna be a little nostalgic. What I miss, or like what I like the most from the '90s, believing in Santa Claus.
Ah.
You did like that? It meant that
Yeah,
much to you?
dude, that was a highlight of my childhood for
Yeah.
sure. That was definitely a highlight of my childhood, being able to believe in Santa Claus,
Yeah.
Sure.
which I know is a little weird, but
Well, okay, so I know we talked about it on another episode,
I don't
but I
think
don't
so.
remember. How did you learn?
Oh yeah, good story. So I was doing work on my parents' computer the one
Oh,
day,
yeah.
and I had to like grab some picture to post for like something, and all of a sudden I saw 2 pictures that my parents had like printed out for us, for my sister and I. One was a scooter for me, one was a bike for Liz, and I was looking at it. I was like, well, these are not from Santa, so okay, I guess.
Oh, that's how you
it
learn.
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
How old were you?
He was old. He was old. 100%.
14.
No way. He was definitely old. I guarantee.
25. No, I think it was probably
Double digits. I know it for a
nah.
fact.
It was like 7 or 8.
Dude, that's-
No
honestly.
way.
Like 7 or 8.
Seven.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. I can't believe we brought that back up. That's honestly
Yeah, thanks a
our,
lot, guys. It's
our
a real
most
fucking traumatic thing.
no, it's our most liked video on Instagram. We were talking about the Santa Claus thing.
Wow.
And Daniel, you were talking about the guy in Norway.
Yep.
And then Florian, you're like the Peruvian father of your friend group.
Yeah. That
was a great
a clear
That was,
indicator.
that got a lot of love. So, part 2 right there. Boom.
That is definitely part 2. You want to know what's also great?
Sure. Tell me. I like great things.
Beer.
Yes.
I do like beer.
is great.
Beer's good when it's good.
I get my job back.
Beer's good
You
when
do
it's
have your job
good.
back.
Cool.
So I want you to outline
Think about that.
what we're sipping on.
We're going right to left because it's like, I don't know. It's the opposite day. We're gonna go. It's a jam sour ale, triple berry.
That is good.
Where's it? Oh, from Lenny Boy, Charlotte's very own Lenny Boy.
Oh, really?
They specialize in sours,
Those fruited sours. Yeah.
fruited sours.
They're a little more like.
It's very good. It's actually.
What if they did vegetable sours instead of
Ooh, God. Oh, like a spinach carrot
a
artichokes.
triple carrot sour?
That'd be like a health shot.
Yeah, that's a hell shot. Yeah. Favorite beer, I would say on the flight today. I like that a lot. It's very good.
That's good. Thank you.
Next,
Take that.
funniest name of the beers today.
Shillelagh.
Irish Ale Shillelagh. from Lost Worlds Brewing. I don't even know where they're from.
Florian, put a little attitude in it. If you're gonna say an Irish beer, talk like an Irishman.
Okay, an Irish Ale Shillelagh.
Hey.
From Lost Worlds Brewing in Cornelius. Okay,
Wow.
I haven't been there. I've been to Cornelius.
Cornelius.
should make a trip.
Yeah, why not?
It's very good. That's where'd you get this? You brought it? Who brought it? You did?
Oh, I brought it.
O'Darby's?
No, Total Beer and Wine.
Oh, okay. I've seen this at O'Darby's. Actually.
Where's that?
Up your butt and around the corner.
In your tubes and out your boobs?
Somewhere around there.
Oh!
Talk about 90s.
Next, this is the one you brought. A Vienna-style lager from Middle James Brewing. What's it called? Waltzing Down Polk? Polk Street. Yeah, I like that.
Little James, is that the one in
Yeah, Pineville. Yeah,
No,
Polk
it's
Street.
in South Carolina.
It's very good. And then last but not least, a Westie from Drewski here. Loves his West Coast IPAs.
You know it. You know
From what brewing is this? Is it Wiseman?
Wiseman,
Oh,
yeah.
Wiseman Brewing,
Yeah,
West Coast IPA. It's very good. It's my second favorite, I would say, on the flight. I like this one a
Thank
lot.
you.
I do like
Thank you.
West Coast IPAs. They're very
Dude,
good.
this one has like a Lana Del Rey layer on it. It says
Oh, what?
What?
Alana?
down on the coast. They got a saying: if you're not drinking, then you're not playing.
Oh.
Lana Del Rey.
A little bit of.
I don't even know what she
Lana
looks
Del
like.
Rey. Oh yes, you do.
Hey,
No,
guys,
it's like I've heard her name, but I don't know what she looks like.
Hey Dan.
on the golf course, what is everybody's least favorite beer to drink?
Oof, a fucking IPA.
Oh,
Anything heavy. Like, why?
That's too thick. That's too thick. for
honestly, it
today.
really is. An IPA is really just not the go-to. Anything thick and big. You're
Dude, yeah,
right.
you're going to have a hangover while you're playing. You
And
know?
it just when you're swinging your hips and moving around, you're gonna have that sloshing around in there. It's just not gonna go good when it's thick and big.
What about you, Dan?
So you guys know me. I like
That
to keep,
sounded
I
bad.
like to keep stories close to the vest, and I will share another story. So I think one of the times I went to Connecticut to play golf,
I knew you were going to go with this, yeah.
my buddy Matt, shout out Matt, he likes craft beer just like myself, and he likes to drink it on the golf course. So he got like this pale ale, like a pale ale. We didn't have a cooler. We didn't have anything to keep it cold. It got to a point, I think I had a beer and a half. I went into the bathroom and threw up because of how disgusting it was.
awful.
So thanks a lot, Matt.
So
Shout out.
what you're saying is don't drink pale ales. On the
Don't drink craft. Like any person that shows up with like craft beer on the course, I honestly want to get back into my car and leave.
Hey, golf course is, there's only room for gas station beers. Your Coors Lights, your Bud Lights, your Millers, your fucking, your PBRs maybe, if you're trying to go back to the college days or whatever the case may be. It's light beers only. It's like they only offer that.
Everyone
really.
has their time where you like, okay, you try it the one
Yes.
time, and you're like, let's see how it works, and after that one time, you're never fucking doing it again. If you
True.
do it, you are some type of
Yeah, that's like, that's
and you don't want to
that's
be
a case where I go,
crazy.
Are you crazy?
yeah. Are you crazy?
Yeah.
That's a are you crazy
Yeah.
right there.
Because like, what
and
the
then
fuck?
you don't even need him to respond.
Yeah.
In your head, you've already made up your mind.
Yeah, they're crazy.
That guy is crazy.
Yeah, it's too heavy.
Psycho.
All right, guys. Let's see here. Let's do a draft. We haven't done a draft in a little bit. I
Yeah.
like drafts. I'm all about the drafts, Dan.
I like drafts.
Don't you
NFL
think?
draft is next week.
NFL draft is next week. We're drinking
Already,
draft
man.
beers. Just kidding. They're out of a can. But we will do a draft.
Okay.
And the one I wanted to do today is things that'll never go out of style. Okay. And there's a lot of ways you can look at this. Okay?
Absolutely.
But in the general sense, things that never will go out of style. Who wants to go first?
Think about it from a logistical standpoint.
Of course, you want to do that, Dan.
Okay, Florian.
Logistical.
Go ahead.
Oh wow, you're going with me again? Sorry.
Yeah, it has to be logistical standpoint though.
Yeah, if it's not logistical, I'm just gonna turn your mic off.
Yeah, I don't want it then.
Yeah, we want it to be physical, mental.
Okay.
Logistical.
Things will never go out of style. That first weekend of football, Saturday, college football hits. You're spending all day Saturday glued to the TV. Depending on where you are in the country, there might be a crisp fall morning air. And then that first NFL Sunday. Doesn't get old. Sorry, that's my answer.
That's
my
a
number.
vibe.
That is a fucking vibe.
And you know why? A big part of that has to do with the buildup, and that's
Yeah.
that's a critical thing. It's a critical thing.
all good things come in spades, right? There's off season, and then there's in season, and it makes it worth the wait every time. I love it.
It's great. Daniel?
Skip me because I had it and I'm thinking about it again because it slipped my mind.
Okay. Dude, I'm just going to go with off the wall. It's the first thing I thought about when I thought of this subject. Deli meats, man. Deli meats will never go out of style.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
There is a time and a place where that shit is just so convenient. You put it on 2 pieces of bread. Like, multiple cultures do it, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's trying to back himself up now. I feel like that sounded like a backup statement.
I know. Yeah. He's just trying
Deli
to
meats.
He's trying to justify. He's like, hey, other cultures do it, so it's fine.
Never going out of style.
No, you're right. Fine.
Freshly sliced, prepared.
I do like that.
meat.
Yeah. I do like a good sandwich, right? And you're not gonna throw a fucking ribeye in there. I mean, you can, but it's not.
It's a waste of meat. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not ideal, right? But like some cold cuts in there, I love that shit.
Thank you.
Things that'll never go out of style. Coupons at a grocery store.
Okay.
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 I'm throwing you guys for
True.
a broad spectrum there.
Yeah, but do you?
Because I'm one of those guys where I go to the grocery store. I have my
coupon?
little book of coupons.
No, you don't.
How the
Fuck
heck?
yeah.
Where do you get these coupons?
Yeah,
I
where do
need
you
that
get
knowledge
My
now.
dad turned me onto this.
The
bro.
Girl Scouts.
Yeah.
So where did he get? Where did you get them for? How do you get them from him?
Yeah.
Wow.
You still
need to
show
give
up
me
with a
some.
book? You don't have an app? Most places have an app now.
No, it's all about keeping it old fashioned. That's why it'll never go out of style.
No,
Oh,
you got to
okay.
keep it old fashioned. But here's the thing:
enough.
apparently, you got to pay a lot to get those fucking coupons. So
I don't think so.
It's a cumulative effort.
No, actually, that's not true. I feel like they used to sell. Like this goes back to our book fair conversation we had last episode or 2 episodes ago. Didn't they always have a coupon book that you can get at the book fair?
Yeah. Do you
It
guys
was
remember?
so cheap. It was like a fucking.
Do you guys remember you
$5
could get like the community book?
kissy.
Do you guys remember that people would like go around selling like that community book of like
Yeah.
coupons and
Yeah.
like deals from all places around
Yes.
Charlotte? You guys remember that?
Yeah.
I love that book. I'm trying to
God.
get in that.
It was a
book.
green. Wasn't it green usually? Green
It
and
was.
white?
It would change colors,
colors.
but then of course I'm sure COVID hit and they just stopped doing it.
They still do it. I think.
Too sad.
Yeah.
I still think they do it.
Okay,
Daniel.
Daniel.
All right, I'm gonna go with back. I know this is gonna go with the gaming thing again, but honestly, a good Nintendo 64
Okay.
will never ever go out of style.
That is a good point.
It really won't.
Very
You
specific.
know that thing. If it's anywhere, dentist office,
Yeah.
at a bar,
My favorite.
at a
You're such a.
at a restaurant, you know that thing. Someone's gonna play it, and you, even if you don't, when you walk by that thing, you just have like that sense of like enjoyment,
Of
and
nostalgia.
and that childhood experience. And you're like, you know what? This place is just that much better.
Yeah.
True.
My dentist in Florida did have that.
That is a good answer. As long as like in 100 years from now we're still using like AC power and it can plug in and you can still hook it up to a TV, whatever they have, then there will always be a Nintendo.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and there will always be with new advancements, just easy like hookups.
Do you guys
Yeah.
remember at like whenever they used to have like the Nintendo 64 at McDonald's? You guys don't remember that? There'd be periodic times where they'd have like a system or two in there and you could play it.
I really don't, honestly.
I don't remember at
value it.
McDonald's. I maybe 1 or 2. I don't know.
Well, all right. Well, that
I
just
do.
ruined
Do you know what? A little tiny shout out to little VCR players too. I know that's really not like a little too much, but I saw a little thing. An old grandpa. He ordered a VCR player off of eBay to just watch all his like old
family tapes?
Family tapes.
Yeah.
And it was just like a it was
That's
really,
wholesome.
It was cool because he didn't get to. He said basically all his family and everyone he knew had passed away, and he was the last one, and he just really wanted to see everyone, and the only way he could do that was to get that, and that was really cool. So.
That's
You
nice.
got a
That's
second one?
wholesome. That's beautiful. Yeah. Well, I'm not sure how relatable it is, but it's important to me. Is that first chilly day of fall after a fucking hot ass summer? Because we live in the Carolinas. This shit gets fucking swollen out here. Okay, it fucking swells up.
It does.
The earth, everything. Everyone's fucking had it at the end of September. That fucking first day where you're throwing on a sweater, you go outside and you have a drink, whether it's alcohol or coffee or whatever. You're just outside, sitting out there for like a good hour or two having a drink. That
It's
shit's
always like not the end of September, but not the mid either. It's like that 23rd, 24th of September.
tight. Usually, I remember that 3
Yeah.
years ago, your birthday,
Right around.
that shit was crispy, dude. That shit was ice cold
yeah, we
outside.
had the party at the house.
Yeah.
And like,
My birthday
Oh, yeah.
always
Oh, yeah.
is the first day of fall.
Yeah. So it's the official first day of fall. Like, it might not be on the calendar first day of fall.
Usually it is.
But okay. Actually,
Usually
then
it
never
is.
mind. Then it feels like it because that shit was cold one year. It was like 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Blah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good one, Florian. My next one's going to be analogies. Analogies will never go out of style.
Love it.
The best thing you can do
guys
with
are the
words
worst.
is paint a picture in somebody's head, okay? Light as a feather, hard as a rock, cooler than a polar bear's toenail. All right?
Yeah.
You paint a picture and you've captured the room.
You're right.
okay?
Yeah. I'm really trying to drive home a point. And what's a better way to convince you of what I'm saying than if I paint you a fucking movie? Okay. You're right. It's so fucking good. I like that.
Anytime you can just put
Illustrative,
it in
you know?
there.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely preferred books with pictures in them. Okay? I really drove home the message.
If
so.
you could go back between mine and Florian's text
Oh
thread,
my
you would have a book of like 1,000 analogies.
And maybe,
that
you know
could
what?
just-
If we do that at some point in our lives, we write a book about,
Yeah.
there's 101 Dalmatians. Well, there's fucking 100 and more analogies. Okay?
Hey, Florian, are you down? Don't say it.
Yeah, I'm not going to say it. Not for this audience, but you know.
Yeah. If you,
I'm going left field here.
all right. Hit me left field.
Pornhub.com will never go out of style because why I say that is our kids will use it, their kids will use it, and it'll just continue.
It's a vicious cycle.
He's not wrong.
He's on, and they
You get on the hamster wheel and it just keeps turning.
and I also agree with you just because they do really adapt to generational people, too.
Do they have an app? That's like the most
I don't
adaptive
know.
thing they could do. They
But
probably
I'm
do.
sure they do. Florian, don't ask me
Hey,
shit like that.
no, next I got
Why is it shit like that? You were just backing him up, like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, this shit will carry
Yeah,
on.
but don't ask.
Daniel's like, you
Okay.
already know.
Yeah, fair enough. And then what's the verdict?
I couldn't find it. My internet's not loading.
Oh, okay. Good excuse.
Who was it? Daniel? You? Up?
Yeah, Daniel.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna go with a nice Gushers or like fruit roll-ups
fruit snacks.
and fruit snacks.
It's a good point. Those probably never like.
It's
leave.
perfect thing for a sleepover, like
I-
when you were a kid.
You don't get that in any other country. I mean,
Not
from
Gushers.
What,
Yeah,
from what
none of
Gushers,
those, no.
I gave that to someone from out of the country. They were like, "What the heck is this?"
Do you guys remember the Scooby-Doo gummies?
Oh,
I love them.
yes.
The blue Scooby-Doo
The-
is still one of my favorite gummies.
You know why they were good? For some reason, because they were like milky, not milky, but just like a hazy color, like they weren't like a shiny color. They looked like hazy. I don't even know how to describe it. And the way they, like, when you bite into them, it's like chalky, but not. I have no idea, but they were fire.
Dude, can we take a second and like understand why? Like, who decided in society that the blue of every single thing is always the best flavor?
It just is.
Sour Patch Kid.
Yep.
The
Jolly
frozen
Rancher.
like, push pops.
Jolly Rancher
Jolly
Starburst.
Rancher.
Ring Pops,
Ring pops. Like,
best.
who decided like blue is it?
It's
the Blue
funny.
Men Group.
I didn't really like blue when I was a kid. I think I just had a color thing where I liked red more, so I decided I liked red. But then once I got into blue, and I changed my whole color thing too, because my favorite color now is blue, and it used to be straight red. And when I went to blue candy, it changed my life. Okay?
Daniel's taste buds took over his
Yeah.
brain. Blue is my new
Yeah,
favorite
he
color.
was a diehard red, right?
Yeah,
And he
yeah.
had a blue, and he was probably like fighting it a little bit. He was like, "Nah, I can't like this."
Dude, if Daniel was
no,
if he was in Los Angeles,
so good.
if he was in Los Angeles, he would not be alive right now. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, right, fair enough. Yeah, but that's so true. Blue is always the best fucking flavor of everything.
I know.
It really is.
Powerade, like Dan was saying.
Okay, so what's your
Gatorade.
second favorite flavor or color for like any
mean-
fruit snack, soda?
So here's the thing:
candy-related
you're
thing?
covering more ground if you choose red because you get raspberry, strawberry, cherry, watermelon, fruit punch. All those are red. You usually have a large conglomerate.
Yeah, no,
of
but
red.
some of them are pink. Like
I like
Starburst
green.
is pink.
Strawberry Gatorade is pink.
The green apple.
What about like a
watermelon,
lemon lime? Like a
kiwi.
yellow? You can get a bunch of lemon
a
lime.
yellow.
Yeah.
Lemon lime.
Lemon's kind of elite.
Lemon's
right?
pretty good.
I-
Orange is good.
I like the green apple. I always like
Green apple
Is
is
my
good.
second
Green-
favorite.
because of the sour factor.
Yeah,
Sour factor.
and Jolly Rancher, the best green apple flavor anything I've ever had, still to this day.
Gatorade.
Gatorade green apple is insane.
It's a
how
good point.
that
Nobody
is.
balances sweet and sour like a green apple. Even in real life, you bite a green apple, you're like, dang, that was fruity. Kind of sweet, kind of sour.
That
If you haven't tried a
good
Gatorade
call.
Green Apple, you're missing out.
it's a liquid Jolly Rancher.
It's a liquid sugar, but if you're in a apple mood and you want to get it, like, get that Gatorade.
Yeah.
It's gonna just
satisfy
It's
that.
changed,
Satisfying.
it's changed Daniel's life.
It did. It was one of those things that when I did have it, like as a Gatorade, I was like shocked. I was like, I could put this up to my number one at certain times, just depending on what day it is.
I
Yeah.
think that was my favorite part of the episode so far. Daniel telling us his revelation from red, to blue.
Yeah, it's like this can't be.
Yeah, but it tastes so good.
I was kind of pissed. You know why? You know what? You know why? It's because all my fucking passwords and his usernames were all started with like Red Daniel. So
You had to- you
whenever
had to
I
change-
changed, I was pissed.
It meant more to you than just like changing flavors. Yeah, it was
was.
like your life. It was your
was.
lifestyle. You're like, oh shit, I'm red Daniel. No, I'm fucking blue Daniel.
Yeah.
God damn it. Who am I?
Speaking of passwords, too. All right, answer this question to me. What % of the time do you have to hit like forgot password, send email to your accounts?
Oh, ew.
1 out of 5.
Okay, so
That's pretty low.
I was wondering where
Maybe
you're
one
going.
out
You're
of
smart.
I was wondering where you're going with that topic because I read it a little differently based on the sheet. Okay.
Ooh, that wasn't even a sheet topic.
It's not a topic.
Yeah, it
dummy.
was.
No, it's not.
Okay.
You just
then
didn't read
I
the
don't know
sheet.
what I was reading there.
I'm curious, actually.
I don't know either because I didn't see that on the sheet.
What it said something about passwords in there. It said
We're not
something
there
with
yet.
your. Oh, okay. Anyway, so when you get that and it says wrong password, I always hit forget password. I will say most of my shit is always the same password. I make it easy on myself. It is what
Right,
it is.
right.
I'm sorry, but
Dude, you're a hacker's dream.
I am
You
a
are.
hacker's dream, but you get that password. Good for you. That's a tough one to crack. I'm not gonna lie. I made it complicated enough where only me and my family would get it, but even they would be like, "I can't believe you made that your password." But they would they'd be like, "Okay, well, I could
Flo,
see
was
it."
that part of your thought? Like, oh, I want to at least make it a little
wasn't pa-
knowable so my family
No,
can get
it wasn't part of my thought. It just so
okay.
happened to be that they could figure it out, but then they'd be like, "I can't believe that's your password." They'd stump them a little bit. They'd be like, "What the fuck?" But it is my password for almost everything. So
Purple.
hackers out there. I
Big
mean, you get
booties.
you get it for one
4-4.
website. You'll get it for probably fucking
9-3.
85% of all the other ones. I did go on the thing where I made an Excel sheet and I was like, I went on a tear and like changed my passwords to different unique ones, right? I mean, I've forgotten all of them because it's not the same one. I don't have time to remember that. Who's got that time? That's crazy.
Yeah, and you can just go like if you forget it, like why? Like Karen has all of our passwords written down, like on her phone. I'm like, okay, honey, but think about it. If you forget it, you just change the password and just move along. Like Ticketmaster, I get a Charlotte FC ticket probably every couple of weeks. Well, I forget the password 90% of the time, so I'll change it every week and go from there.
I'll never forget it because it's always the same.
So
one.
here's the thing. Here's the clutch thing, though, is like I do utilize the Apple like
Oh God, yes.
suggested password save right there.
Yeah,
Boom.
but you lose your phone and someone gets into
Not
it.
true. Not true.
Why?
Yeah, you're an idiot.
Because Apple takes everything, puts it in that motherfucking rain cloud, and then if you get a new phone, downloads it back in.
Ah, okay. Well,
Yeah,
but that's
but-
assuming you get a phone right then and there after you lost it, right?
True.
Someone's just like, oh, I got a phone. I'm going to spend the next 2 hours cracking this bitch. Sorry.
For me, I would say it's a 50-50.
Yeah,
I remember the password about half the time.
Realistically, you're right. No one's going to get into that.
And here's the thing: it's like the things you're using commonly, like all the time, like checking your bank account,
Yep.
you know, logging into your email, whatever it is, you know.
You guys know what I saw about passwords one time? This guy apparently has like a Bitcoin portfolio that is
yeah.
worth millions.
Millions of
and
dollars.
he has like 2 more password
tries
attempts
before it locks him out permanently.
before it locks him out permanently.
I think we talked about that on here.
No, you
maybe
you
not.
showed me that. You showed me that.
Yeah, I think you showed it to me too. But I mean, could you guys imagine? I mean, granted, Bitcoin's not valued at very much right now, but still, if you have a couple $1 million in Bitcoin and you cannot remember what the password is,
It's a sad life.
No, so that's a shitty situation. But
Emotional
here's the
damage.
thing: worst case scenario, if you make those 2 guesses, you lose it forever.
That's
Best
it.
case scenario, if you hang on, they invent a way, or you find a way
Yeah.
to give yourself better access.
Right.
So it's the patient game.
could you call?
It is a patient game, but that's
Maybe.
that's a terrible worst case scenario. You just knowing. Could you live with yourself if you knew that you had all this money waiting for you, or like, you know, value and whatever, and you could cash out. And you fucked up those 2 times, and it's gone forever. I mean, knowing that would consume me for years.
I would let
not-
AI decide. I would just be like, I would type in all the passwords I've ever used in my life. Then I would let AI run an algorithm on how the password works to Bitcoin and how many letters is the max, how many letters is the shortest, how many characters, what it uses, and then you would eliminate the rest of them, and then you would have.
Daniel, Allen Iverson can only do so much. You're asking a lot of him there.
I'm just saying.
AI.
Nice.
I would. I'm thinking about AI so much. I'm using it for everything. I've decided I was going to use it in my other company, just to use like how I can move water.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna have AI decide how water is moving.
In how are you?
Yeah, what are you trying to move water
I'm not
for?
following.
Yeah, in glass.
Uh-huh.
The old glass vase.
Well, I think that's like one scenario we could use AI for good. Definitely, like crack this fucking password. You know, like do your thing, whatever it is. Chat GPT, figure this out. Because that's so high pressure. I mean, it's 2
It is.
more, and it's hundreds of millions, tens of millions, whatever it is, gone. I mean, that's like 5 years of my life that I'm thinking about that every day. I honestly think so. That's so serious.
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot of money you have invested there. So if you ain't going to do it, then I wouldn't do it.
Yep.
AI.
AI. Guys, let me tell you a joke.
Okay,
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
Can I tell you a joke?
please.
What did why wasn't the Easter Bunny able to communicate his thoughts to the therapist?
Yeah.
Because he was hollow inside. Chocolate Easter Bunny.
Okay.
Wow.
That's the only thing that came to my head, but I honestly thought that was not what it was going to
Guys, honestly, worst Easter candy. Go.
No,
be. Peeps.
This is the obvious choice.
That's what I was wondering. I wanted to see if we got a clean sweep here with Peeps.
Peeps. Ugh. Horrible. Is it marshmallow?
It is.
It is.
100%
What
marshmallow.
about Peeps or circus peanuts?
I don't even know what circus peanuts are.
I mean, I would still take.
That's not Easter related.
Okay, well I'm doing like a this or that.
Okay, I'm doing candy corn then.
I don't think you're following this.
Dude, the candy corn versus Pete battle could take on some.
No,
I'd say
candy
candy
corn.
corn.
Candy
Candy
corn
corn
all
all day.
day.
All day.
All day.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I'm putting this out there to the people. Is it Peeps or is it candy corn? Because we know they're both bad. Which one is worse?
Give me a peep.
You do Peeps over
Damn,
candy corn?
I'm gonna
that
take a
much?
little peep.
Honestly, I might take a little peep too, because I like to take a little.
Would you guys
peep every
rather
once in a
do?
while.
Would you rather do Peeps or black licorice jelly beans?
Ooh.
Wow,
again.
another great one.
I think the peeps.
Peeps, because black licorice. That's on
Yeah.
my list of things I hate. So.
It's disgusting.
Unfortunately.
I'm really not a picky person. I don't dislike a lot of foods. I really don't. That is like number one. I hate that shit.
Black licorice.
Blah.
Yeah.
Black
That is-
licorice is
That flavor is
disgusting.
fucking terrible, dude.
That was made for Europeans. I'm sorry. That's the
Yeah.
only people in the whole world I know that
Yeah,
like
my
it.
grandpa.
If you're not European,
German as fuck. His favorite candy.
I'm not gonna
apparently.
lie, I don't hate it. So it's like one of those strong flavor things, you know, like
Yeah.
pure lemon juice.
Oh yeah, you either love it or
blue
you hate
cheese, kombucha,
it. Yeah.
like kale. Like it's a strong flavor thing. Black licorice is one of them.
you're right. I 100% agree.
It's definitely one of those you either fucking love it or you hate it. You despise it. And I just happen to fall in the line of I think it's gross.
Well, I'm more middle ground than the 50-yard line. So
Wow.
Damn.
That's a big.
That's a
middle
good
ground.
analogy.
What if you guys go to somebody's house and they say, "I got some candy. Like, would you like some?" They don't tell you what it is, so you reach in and it is black licorice.
I'm
What do you
putting
do?
it right back. I might even throw it at him just because I was like, "You dirty little."
I'd put
you
it back
know?
and leave the house.
You
I'd
didn't
leave.
Yeah,
tell me that.
imagine
out.
you're trick or treating, and that is the case. You
They
know,
give that
Like,
to you.
yeah, just throw it right back at him. Yeah, this isn't worth my time.
Yeah, I'd be like, yeah, thanks, but no thanks. It'd be like somebody that gives you like raisins. Have you guys ever had that on Halloween? Like you go to like pour your candy bag out and some sad sap gave
No,
you raisins.
I've never gotten raisins.
I went trick or treating and would get fruit from some people. sometimes.
Listen, if you're getting raisins
Fruit.
for trick or treating, that's like getting coal for Christmas. I mean,
It is.
exact comparison.
It is.
Honestly, I preferred the raisins. I would get a whole apple or banana. I'm like, what is?
I
Really?
What's
could
going
I could
on?
make raisins work if I had like a
chocolate covered.
Yeah, well,
Or
but
yogurt.
But that's what I'm saying. You're gonna have some chocolate thrown in there, right? I can make the raisins work. I eat the little like a little Milky Way or something, and then raisins at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're throwing me a fucking apple or a banana or something like that, how am I gonna make that work? You know, like that's a slap in the face. The raisins is not ideal. I can make it work.
The funny thing too is those apples you're getting are probably left over from like bobbing apples, right? So there's like a little bit of film, a little bit of film going on.
Yeah, it's like exactly. There's like one more day before like it starts developing mold or it gets a hole or something like that in it.
Yeah, definitely.
Danny, you look grossed out.
Yeah,
That's
Dan's not.
gross.
Dan's looking a little gross, but guys, I guess it's about time we get out of here today. It's been a little fun episode.
Yeah. You know, I always enjoy getting together with you guys. You know, we had Manti Teo's girlfriend joining us for the day, and she definitely provided some insights for us.
She said so much. I was honestly. I
I'm
loved
just
it.
blown away.
I loved
I'm
her.
blown away.
I couldn't get her out of my head.
Yeah, great guess.
Absolutely great guest. But as Drew said at the beginning, make sure you guys follow us on all of our social media platforms at FOTRT Podcast on all of your social media
Flatforms?
platforms.
Flat porn.
Okay.
So you guys basically said it. So
Flat
I had to-
Stanley.
Yeah.
Be on the
spit it
lookout. We definitely have some good guests and good shows coming up on the horizon. We're really, really excited about. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this has been episode 71 of the Flights of the Roundtable podcast. I hope everyone has a wonderful day, wonderful week, and we'll talk to you guys next week. Prost.
Peace.
Inshallah.